What's going on, everybody? BC back with another video, and I'm here today, guys, with another building tutorial. And today, guys, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make absolutely stunning looking landscapes, mainly amazing terraformed mountains. Sorry, I can't speak today, guys. Wow. But today, guys, I'm going to be teaching you how to terraform your very own mountain. And then next week, guys, I'm going to show you how to make this amazing mountainside lodge. It's not going to be quite like the ones behind me. It's going to be a lot smaller, it's going to be cozier, and it's going to work perfectly with the mountain we're going to build today, guys. So if you are excited, please do make sure to leave a like, guys. It is greatly appreciated, and we're on the road to 100 subscribers, so any subscriptions would be very much appreciated. And man, just forget I failed that parkour, and forget I forgot to land on that. Well, oh well, let's get into the video. For this build, guys, you're not honestly going to need all that much. In my hotbar, guys, I have grass blocks and stone blocks and cobblestone blocks, and then some unpolished andesite, guys. I'm only really going to be focusing on stone and grass blocks for now, guys, but later on I'm going to add some amazing texture with this cobble and andesite, guys. Trust me, it'll look super nice. Just like how if we come over here, you can see the cobble and andesite right there. You can mix some stone in it. It's going to look absolutely amazing for natural generation, guys. And is that a village over there? I didn't realize villages could spawn in my world. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'll do something with that at some point, guys. But to start, just make sure you have a relatively large area. And for this mountain, guys, I'm going to just kind of come up like this in like a zigzag-like pattern. It doesn't really matter how you do this. It can be very random if you want, just as long as it's going up. So, and out, I guess. And it really is going to depend how steep you want your mountain, guys. And I'm doing this all by hand because, well, why not? I don't have any plugins installed. Do I think that's high enough for a mountain? No. Let's go higher. So to go higher, guys, all I'm going to do is kind of come over here, and as you go higher, your mountain is going to get steeper. It's just a general rule of thumb. And there we go. Is that good enough, do you think? I like that. I think that is good. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is come over to the other side. Don't worry about the inside of this, guys. It's all going to be fine in the end. So what I'll do now, guys, is just kind of bring it all down, merging straight from the middle. Make sure it's nice and steep because it is on this bit of the mountain still. Okay. Just like that, and boom, now we have a relatively fundamental design for our mountain. Now with this mountain, guys, I'm going to want like a little cliff thing in it. So I'm going to have like a cliff. So I'm just going to come in here and just kind of finish this off for two more sides. You just need to make sure you have a good framework for it, guys. Make sure it does go relatively diagonal compared to the other two you've just created, guys. That way it kind of goes straight down. And then over here, guys, you'll do the same thing. Okay, guys, now we have a fundamental shape for our first mountain. You might notice it is a relatively skinny mountain. You can make this as wide as you want. I recommend making this wider and taller. But for the purposes of this tutorial and it not taking too long, I'm going to leave it just like this. So now what we want to do, guys, is just kind of come around here with an outline of stone. Just like this, just trying to connect it all up. It doesn't have to be very perfect, just kind of get it like this. Try not to have too sharp of angles. Like if you have an angle that looks like this, a 90-degree angle with at least a 2x2 block, always cover it up in front with another block. Trust me, it'll look a lot better. So I'll just kind of come over here and give myself a little more shape, just like that. And then I'll come over and do that to all of them, and I'll see you guys once I do that. And just like that, guys, we now have a relatively simple base for the bottom of our mountain. What we're going to do now, guys, is with these little support things, we're just going to kind of ride them up. Like, I'll just kind of outline right around here. And then what we're going to do, guys, is basically just come around and kind of bring them up a little bit. And don't worry if it doesn't look too proper right away, guys. Like if you have these really sharp or steep corners like this, we'll be fixing those later on. But for now, guys, just bring it all up just like this around all of the pillars, and I'll see you guys once I do that. Okay, guys, here's a very important thing I should probably mention while building this. The inside of your mountain will be hollow. Don't worry, it's normal. You can just grab yourself a couple of torches and light it all up, and then mobs won't spawn. Just make sure the mountain's hollow, because otherwise you're going to be using way too many resources, and let's just say it's not worth it, so don't do it, guys. Okay, guys, another helpful thing I should probably say while we're building this mountain is that your framework might not always be perfect. So, like, right here, guys, my framework, if I go straight up from here, I'm going to basically collide with the top. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is have this like a little bit of an overhang, like a drop-off. So what I'll do is just, with these supports, I won't follow them entirely, but I'll still kind of follow them. And another thing, guys, is when you're building your mountain, you want your mountain to kind of be curving in. So, like, if you follow my mouse pointer, it's going to have a curve to it, just like that, guys. And also, make sure that you don't have any holes in your mountain. That's probably also a helpful thing. And just for the case of this, guys, I'm actually going to be shortening my mountain, because otherwise I'm never going to be able to get enough blocks in here to make it look good. So what I'll do, guys, is just kind of carve off the top. It's all kind of trial and error, guys, here, mainly because we're not using mods to do the calculations for us. So if I look at something just like this, how good does this look? I think this is a lot more doable for mountain, guys. So I'll just continue building up, and with over here, guys, I'm just going to kind of have this be like a steep overhang now. So I'm going to basically just have this come up. That way I can have something built into the mountain right here. You don't have to do this, guys. I'm just doing this because I am planning to build myself a little cottage later on. So I'll just kind of follow the outline I've created for myself and kind of just go straight up here. However, I'm not going to do this on all the sides because that would look kind of strange. So I'm just going to go up until I kind of hit my framing on all of them. Just like so. Once I get this filled in. I'm sorry, it does take a while, guys. I should probably also let you guys know that. It will take you at least an hour or two to build your first mountain if you haven't built one before. But once we get up here like this, what I'm going to do is start caving it back out, just like so. Just because I want this to be like a cool cliff overhang thing, guys. You don't have to do this yet again. I'm just doing this because I think it's going to look kind of cool. So if I just keep following it just like this whole support thing isn't going to be accurate anymore, but I don't really care, because I'm just going to kind of keep it going just like so. I'm probably running out of things to say at this point. Oh well. There we go. Something just like this. Here, if I just kind of finish that off, I'll put in a little bit right here and here just to give it a little less sharp of corners. Just like that. And now that looks like a pretty good, here, actually, I want to put in a little bit more detail right here, so I'll just kind of put in some pillars, make the corners a little less sharp. I'll put something just like that in. Perfect. And now, guys, we have ourselves a perfect little cliff overhang. And now all we have to do is kind of go around all of here and make this work. Okay, guys, so yet again, I kind of overestimated how tall I need some things to be when this is started to flatten out, because this isn't going to be a very pointy mountain, guys. But once it started to flatten out on me, guys, I decided that I'm actually going to be taking off all of this overhang right here, and I'll kind of move the overhang down just a little bit, guys. Just that way we have a little bit cleaner of a area to use. So if I put it just like so, and I bring that down, and that down, and that down, and then add just a little bit right here. There we go. That should be pretty much fixed. And now we can just kind of come over here. You can see, guys, it starts out relatively not all that steep, but then it does gradually get steeper, which is normal, because if you think about a mountain, guys, it's kind of wide at the base so you can climb it, and then it gets steeper so you can't necessarily climb it as easily. And I really don't like that village over there. We're going to do something at some point about that, guys, don't worry. One more important thing I'm going to say, guys, before I do just go in and finish everything off, is that you do want these to kind of match with the other sides of the mountains just a little bit, guys, because otherwise things are going to go all weird looking. So if you come into a situation where you're going in and then you realize that you've gone in too deep already, all you really need to do is come in here and just add a little bit and a little rim, and it's all fine. You know what, before I get too far into this, I should very well be saying this is not a block by block tutorial in any means. Do not try to copy me exactly, because, guys, it's going to be nearly impossible to get every single block by block. Even if I flew around and showed you every single block and where it is, guys, it's going to be changing, and you guys just, let me just tell you guys, don't do block by block tutorial. It doesn't work with mountains, guys, and terraforming, because every world is different. Do what fits you and your style. And with that said, I'm just going to come in and finish this all off now. Okay, guys, so I finished outlining my mountain, and don't click off yet. It may look ugly now, but this is where everything really starts, guys. So over here, I've kind of already finished how I want this section to look. However, I'm going to start now, guys, just coming around and destroying blocks to get rid of ugly corners that we don't really like. Like this whole thing right here, guys. I can kind of get rid of all of this. This is basically how we're going to be terraforming this entire thing, guys. We're basically just going to be carving out bits and pieces that just don't look good. So if it looks clunky, we're getting rid of it. So just like right over here, guys, I'm just going to come along. I know this seems counterintuitive because you just placed all these blocks by hand, but trust me, guys, this is going to help a lot. So right over here, you guys can see all of this. I'll just kind of get rid of some of this, and it kind of adds another little place right here on the mountain. And basically what we're going to do now, guys, is kind of get rid of all of these sharp corners that I don't really like. So I'll just add some blocks where I need blocks. I'll come in here because over here looks very square. You just kind of place blocks. It does take some getting used to figure out where blocks should go and shouldn't go. But trust me, guys, I believe in all of you, and I'm sure you can all get it. If you need to bring your mountain out just ever so slightly, just to add a little more detail, you can do that as well, guys. And basically, I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's done. Oh, and if you find a gap like this, you can just kind of come in here and fill it up. But if you find a gap like that, you're most likely going to have to put a block like right there. Or in this case, right behind it, because that's going to look best. And I'll show you guys what it looks like once I finish. Okay, guys, so what I'm doing now is, here's a quick look at the mountain as it is right now. I added a cool little flats area right here, guys. And you know what, I'll actually fix this up while I'm over here, just because I can, just like so. I added a nice little flats area right over here, which I think is cool. And now I have this big flat bit right here, guys. What I'm going to do here, guys, is just kind of build up around here, guys, just like so. And I'm just going to kind of outline it and bring it all out slightly. Here, I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. Okay, so now I have this. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is kind of just bring it out just like so. And continue doing this just a little bit, guys. Not much. I do like maybe one more layer or so, just to add a little bit of more depth to your mountain. But in my case, guys, I'm going to just kind of flatten it out all right about here. I'll put a torch in here. It's important if you're going to be doing this in survival, you light up the inside of the mountain so mobs don't spawn. It would be devastating if mobs spawned, you know? So I'm just going to kind of come over here and build all that up. I'll just kind of fill in right around here. And now what I'll do, guys, is just kind of come around and just kind of fill it in and make it look like it generated that way. So what I'm going to do that, guys, is just kind of add a bunch of extra little staircases, not necessarily in an outline pattern. Make sure I don't have any harsh corners, especially at the very ground. You really don't want harsh corners down here, guys. I'll add just a little bit more right around here, just like so. Perfect. And now, guys, I have a relatively interesting looking hill type shape, but here's where it's going to become cool. If you really want, guys, you could make this a lot more pointed and it'll look a lot more like a mountain. But here's what I'm going to do now, guys. What I'm going to do is just kind of go around this whole thing, just like so, with grass. This is why I have all the stone here, guys. It's mainly so I have a place for grass. And I'm just going to basically, wherever I can, put grass. And if I put grass in a place and it doesn't seem natural, I'll break a stone and then place a grass, guys. Trust me, it makes a lot of sense. And if you need a grass like up here for... Sorry. If you need a grass up here for some reason, you can just kind of build the stone up to kind of match what you need. Just like so, guys. And now all you really need to do is kind of just put the grass around. Over here, I don't want too sharp of corners, so I'll just kind of fill this in, just like so. And yeah, I'll see you guys once I install all the grass. Okay, guys, so now that we have this grass all around it, you can see it's really starting to take shape. It's really starting to look better. Again, guys, this is a much smaller and squished down mountain compared to what you guys would normally build, but I'm just doing it this way because I don't have forever to record this video, and I'm sure you guys don't want to watch something that's over an hour long. So what you could do is leave it just like this, guys, but in my case, I'm going to not put grass in this little area, but I will put grass all the way up to the very top, guys, just because that's going to fit my mountain theme a lot better, and I'll see you guys once I do that. Okay, guys, so I finished putting the grass on, and now you can see it's really starting to turn into something beautiful, guys. So now what I'm going to do, like, I put grass all the way up, guys, so I'll just grab myself a little bit of bone meal, if I could type. There we go. I'll grab some bone meal. I'll just kind of go around and spruce it up with a little bit of bone meal all the way around, guys. I'll see you once I finish doing that. Quickly, before I do finish putting all the bone meal, guys, I'm going to warn you, as you get closer to the top, I'd put a lot less bone meal just because it's not going to do as much up here. I just kind of let it loosen up because if you've ever been to the mountains, there isn't as much vegetation as you go up. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're placing things like this, guys. Then you could also grow some trees or plant your own trees, make your own trees. I'd suggest making your own trees because it's going to look a lot better than those pre-made pesky vanilla trees. But you can do what you want because no one can tell you what you can or cannot do in this game. And now I've just about finished off placing all the bone meal I want. It looks like a nice wild mountain. And there we go, guys. This is our mountain. Pretty much complete. You can add some extra things if you want. You can, like, I don't have time because I've been recording for over an hour at this point. So what I'll do is just put a tree here and grow it. And that will look nice enough for now. What we can do eventually, guys, is build into the mountain and on top of the mountain. And I think this is going to look absolutely amazing when we do that next week. Oh, wait, I did forget something very important, guys. I have this cobblestone and andesite. So what you can do, guys, is basically just randomly in splotches, just lightly toss it in. Add some extra texture to your mountain, guys. I'm going to do that off camera because it's going to take a lot longer. Use a lot less cobblestone, but more andesite. And then keep the majority of it stone. That's just another thing you can do, guys. So if you guys enjoy, please do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And this is BC190, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys!